Hi, I'm Julia Gonzalez from the Office for Students. From the 1st of August, our new condition of registration means that registered universities and colleges in England must take certain actions to protect students from harassment and sexual misconduct. In this video, I'll answer higher education providers' questions about our condition requirements for student training, which applies to all students, including undergraduates and postgraduates. Condition E6 requires that all students are appropriately informed to ensure understanding. This means two things. Firstly, all students need to understand the content of the single comprehensive source of information on your policies when they register at the start of the academic year. Secondly, you must deliver induction sessions for new students so they understand behavior that may constitute harassment or sexual misconduct. These two requirements are a minimum, and you may choose to provide additional training to all or certain groups of students. For example, students who may have additional student-facing responsibilities, such as peer mentors or student committee members, or groups where initiation activities may be more common, such as sports teams, clubs, or societies. You're also welcome to provide training on a more regular basis. In line with the requirement to make a significant and credible difference in protecting students from harassment and sexual misconduct, you should consider the potential needs of different groups of students. For example, you may choose to work with students and their representatives when developing your training to ensure that the format, content, and delivery method is appropriate for your particular student population. Providers are required to ensure that students are appropriately informed to ensure understanding in practice. In our guidance, we've provided some examples of how a provider may demonstrate that it's complied with these requirements. These include mandatory training for all students, training for potential witnesses of sexual misconduct, often referred to as bystander training, and training on sexual consent, training which is underpinned by credible evidence and its effectiveness is evaluated. This could usually include evaluation of the expertise contributed to the training and whether it's meeting the needs of your students. Training is designed and delivered by persons with credible and demonstrable expertise. We recognize that a variety of expertise might be relevant depending on the circumstances. And finally, we'd expect that the training, including any training delivered by third parties, is consistent with your free speech obligations. It's up to you to determine how you develop and deliver the training. Training can be delivered online, in person, or a mix of both. You can also develop the training in-house, or it can be provided by another suitable organization. We'd expect you to use evaluated training and to evaluate the effectiveness of training in your context to ensure it effectively supports your students' understanding. It'll be important to consider the quality of training, engagement in the training, and how you evaluate the training to ensure students understand the content. Our expectation is that mandatory training is delivered for all students. There may be certain situations where you deem it reasonable to exempt students from training. For example, if a student has previously experienced harassment or sexual misconduct, and there's a risk that the training might have a negative impact. However, you should actively support students' participation in training and address low engagement. This may include further promotion, adjusting the training, including tailoring it to different groups of students, or providing support to ensure students can access it. As E6 is an ongoing condition of registration, you don't need to submit information to us on a routine basis, for example, telling us the number of students who have been trained. However, if we receive information about concerns or issues with a training provider is delivering, we might ask you to explain the approach you've taken to meet the requirement. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope you found it useful to understand our requirements in relation to student training. We have more information on our website, including the full condition and detailed guidance, guides and webinars for students and higher education providers, as well as our guidance related to freedom of speech.